Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing the quarter crisis tag. I was very kindly tagged by Kirsty from bookish. I have barely looked at the questions other than just copy pasting them into a document, so it will be fun to just do this casually. I will link the original creator of this tag down below as well. And let's just get started with the questions. The first question is, how many books have you read so far this year? So far this year I have read 31 books, which means that I am ahead of my goal. My goal is to read 75 books this year. I'm apparently 8 books ahead of schedule. So yeah, I'm doing all right. The thing is I have kind of been slumping in like March and April. So I read so much in January and definitely in February. My reading has been a bit slower in March and April. I do think I will pick it back up in May. I'm more and more getting back into the mood and groove of reading. Still, I'm ahead of my goal. That is always nice. Second question is, have you already found a book you think might be a 2022 favorite? If not, what was your favorite book you read that wasn't quite 5-star? I've actually had a few 5 stars this year, which is surprising because last year I had just about 10 or 13 5 stars out of 100 books. And so far out of my 31 books, I think I have like 5 or 6 5 stars actually. So I feel like that's pretty good. I still think that my absolute favorite might come later this year, but there are definitely a few contenders for like top 3 or up there, honestly. I think The Alchemist is definitely one of them. I started out by giving The Alchemist 4.5 or like 4 stars, but I just keep thinking about it. I keep appreciating it so much. So it is definitely a 5-star for me. Yeah, it's a really cool book and a book I definitely think I will reread in the future as well. That one will definitely be in a favorite list by the end of the year. I'm very certain about that. We also have 2 books I read in February during my romance reading vlog, and those 2 are both The Love Hypothesis and XOXO. I gave both of them 5 stars. I love them. First of all, I read them so quickly. Like I completely devoured those books and they were just so much fun and so cute and so sweet, and like I did not expect to love both of them as much as I did. So I'm fairly certain that these will be on some favorite lists by the end of the year as well. Question 3 is, any 1-star / least favorite book of the year? You might know that I actually have a 1-star so far. I think it's my only 1-star. I don't think I have more 1-stars. I gave 1 star to Winter in Seokshu. This is quite a short novella about a town in Korea. It's translated from French and I was so not a fan. There's so many things I disliked about this book, and it actually made me film a rant video where I ranted about translated novellas and stupid books. Nothing was good about that book, to be honest. Like the characters were not likable at all, the writing was weird, there were no plot, everything was over-sexualized, everything was just like, I was not a fan. This book was not it. Hopefully the only 1 star, but I'm honestly not certain. Question 4 is most read genre so far. I'm gonna have a look over at my reading stats. So it's actually an exact tie between general fiction and fantasy. General fiction for me is a combination of like literary fiction and contemporaries. A lot of that ends up there. Fantasy is any sort of fantasy element, not magical realism. Magical realism for me is its own category. Romance is close third, and these are typically my 3 most read genres, so it makes complete sense. It would be fun to see which genre comes out winning by the end of the year, I guess. Next question is a book that surprised you. I have a bunch of books that surprised me. I already talked about it. I did my romance reading vlog. For that one I read XOXO, The Love Hypothesis, and also Desperate Measures. And out of those 3, XOXO and The Love Hypothesis really surprised me. Like sure, I expected to enjoy them. I think XOXO was on like a 4 or 5 star prediction of mine. I kind of expected Love Hypothesis to be either a 3 or 4 star. But both of them, I was obsessed. I read them so quickly. Obvious 5 stars, like no arguments at all. There was nothing I did not like or did not enjoy with those books. Like they did what they were meant to do perfectly, and I had so much fun reading them. So yeah, they definitely ended up being 5 stars, and I was so surprised by that. A bit taken aback, like, oh wait, what? Am I giving 2 books in a row 5 stars? But yeah, that happened because they were just that good. Some other books that actually surprised me quite a lot are books I read quite recently. You might have seen that I did a reading vlog where I read only graphic novels. And once again, out of those 5 graphic novels that I read, I gave 2 of them 5 stars. And I'm not someone that typically reads graphic novels. I read a few for readathons and like for convenience and just for fun and stuff. I'm not an avid graphic novel reader. The fact that 2 of them were 5 stars, 2 of them were 4 stars, was such a good grade and such a fun experience. So the 2 I gave 5 stars were Fangs and also Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 1. I loved both of them so much. So yeah, I think those. Definitely those. Next question. Books that has come out in 2022 already that you want to read but haven't yet. I have 2 answers for this one. My 2 answers are Bitter by Akwaeke Emesi and also To Paradise by Hana Yanagihara. I actually started listening to Bitter today, so that is great. Akwaeke Emesi is the author of Pet and also some other books, I think. I read more of her works, I'm not certain. And Bitter is actually like a prequel to Pet. Yeah, oh yeah, The Death of Vivek Oji is also a book by Akwaeke Emesi. They're not my favorite books, but I really enjoy them. They have such an amazing perspective in the writing. There's just something I really enjoy about their books. So I was super excited when Bitter was announced, and it came out, I think, end of February or somewhere in February, and it took me until now to actually pick it up. I started listening to it today, and so far I'm actually really enjoying it. The second one is To Paradise by Hana Yanagihara. Hana Yanagihara is the author of A Little Life. That is a very popular book on BookTube, BookTwitter, BookTok, all of that. I loved A Little Life. Yes, it's a very difficult book. I would not recommend it to everyone. For me, it was an amazing read in many ways, and I really appreciated the writing. I found that the author had a way with words. Like, I was never bored when reading that book. And for me, that is such a special experience, especially when the book is over 800 pages long. So I am trying to read more of Hana Yanagihara's works, and she released To Paradise, I think in January this year. And I do own it now, and it's huge. It's humongous. But I'm actually so excited to pick it up at some point. So those are, I think, the 2 main releases I've been excited about that I still haven't picked up yet. Another one I was really excited about was For Aunties and a Wedding, which is the sequel to Dial A for Aunties. But I have indeed listened to it, and it was really good. Next question is, one goal that you are succeeding at. I would say there are 2 goals that are going quite well for me, and I've mentioned both of them already actually. But the first one is my Goodreads reading goal. I just said I've read 31 books. I'm apparently 8 books ahead of like the schedule, the predicted time. So I feel like I'm still doing quite well. The second goal I feel like I'm doing quite well with is to read more 5 stars this year. I also mentioned that last year I think I had about 10 or 13 5 stars out of 100 something books. So one of my goals for this year was actually to read more 5 stars. I think I said I wanted to reach about 25 stars or something. And I've so far read 6. So like, I'm doing better than last year, most definitely. Next question is, one goal you made that you need to focus on. I made multiple goals that I need to focus on. And those goals are all mainly various types of challenges. We all know about me trying to halve my physical TBR. I made a first update for that challenge a few weeks back, where I counted how many books I read and then added the books I bought and all of that. So far I'm not doing the best with it. I feel like after making that video, I'm more focused on this goal now, and I am fairly confident that I can still make it happen, or I'm at least excited about trying for real to half my physical TBR and actually reading those 50 books that I need to read. Another challenge that I don't think I've even started is to read 12 books that were recommended by 12 friends. I don't think I've read a single book from that list yet. I still want to do it really badly because I mean, like, my friends on Twitter and all, they got involved and they gave their recommendations, and of course I want to read their favorite books. I will get to it, but I haven't forgotten about it. I just haven't really been working on it or trying for that. Another one is my 22 books to read in 2022. I think I read perhaps 1 or 2 books off that list. So I still have like 20 to go. I think most of them are my physical TBR. So if I start getting through my physical TBR, I will most likely get through some of those books as well. but this is another goal I need to focus on a tad bit more. We have my Goodreads Choice Awards reading challenge, where I try to read like some of the winners and nominees from the Goodreads Choice Awards of 2021. So far only read like 2 or 3 books off that list as well. I think I had about 50 books on that list. So not doing the best, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. The final goal, which is not so much reading and more just like bookish, is one of my goals was to make 5 dedicated book review videos sort of thing. That's something I want to focus a bit more on, is to make like dedicated content to one single book. Just have like a sit down, reviewing it, start, finish, thoughts, themes, all of that. My goal for 2022 is to make 5 of those videos. So far I've only made 1, which was for Iron Widow. So not the best, but like I'm not that behind. It's a quarter through, so it's fine. I can make it happen. When I make those types of videos, I want them to be for books that I find really intriguing and that I think I can have a lot of interesting things to say about them. I have a few in mind. I just haven't gotten to those books yet. But if you have any, I guess, suggestions or books that you would want for me to review, please let me know. That's, I guess, the final goal I'm gonna mention, is that I need to focus on those videos a bit more. And the last question is a new to you booktuber / bookstagrammer / booktalker for 2022 that you would recommend. I don't really hang out on Bookstagram, although that was also a goal of mine, but I've sort of scratched that. I don't really follow BookTok either, so I don't have any recommendations for those. But BookTube, of course, I watch a bunch of BookTube, and I do have my typical recommendations. Kirsty, Jane, Kevin, Esme, thank you. Like, you know those people. I talk about them all the time. To be fair, none of them are really people I discovered in 2022, I think. Maybe Kirsty? I feel like we talked before that. I don't remember. One shout out I'm going to make to someone I'm fairly certain I started watching more frequently this year at least. And that is Mariana from Lucifer's Library. That's one of my 2022 discoveries, I guess. I guess I'm gonna tag some people. It doesn't say whether you should tag people or not, but I'm gonna tag some people because I feel like it. I'm tagging Mariana, I'm tagging Jane, I'm tagging Esme and or Femke, and I'm also tagging Kevin. Oh, and Hugo. But I feel like I watched Hugo earlier as well. Like, this is the thing. I don't really have a perspective of when I started watching certain channels. Let's shout out Hugo as well. Hugo's from Scientists Reading World. I'm sorry, I never remember your full username. Hi, Editing Charlotte here. I just realized that I forgot to mention Sam from Griff's Reads. I also think I discovered her like around the start of the year or something like that. Thanks to her Goodreads Choice Awards readathon. I might have watched her before that. Like, I don't remember, but I wanted to shout her out as well. So yeah, Sam, you're tagged if you want to. That's it for this quarter crisis book tag. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes